So one of the questions everybody keeps asking me is, how the hell did you get a whole truck for $1,600? And trust me, I feel for you. I get it. I definitely understand. You just gotta grind, dog. I'm just playing. Yo, I hate when people say shit like that. Alright, this is how I really did it. I looked for auctions. I didn't want to lease. I didn't want to finance. I have a good enough credit limit, or I had the cash on hand in order to get something that's within a couple of thousand. I decided that I wanted to find an auction. So the next step for me, just hit up old boy Google. I went on Google. I kept finding different type of public auctions that was within my area. A lot of them in my area I didn't really like. But I kept seeing Copart. Checked out that website, COPART. If you Google that, it'll come up. It's basically like a network of, they have like a whole bunch of auctions basically. Some of them are public, some of them are dealer only, but you can filter the settings to what fits where you currently are. So I looked for a truck that was honestly less than 200,000 miles. Maybe I was willing to pay maybe at most $4K, and I made sure that it had a clean title, because in my state, trying to get a salvage title, regular, it's like a hassle. It's really a big hassle. I filtered all the settings to maybe having a truck that had minor dents and scratches and things like that. As long as the car ran, as long as it had a clean title, and as long as it allowed me to bid for it without a dealer license, I was all for it. And I ended up running into the truck that I got. And I seen it, and it had to buy it now. I was going through different trucks. I seen the ones that was in better shape, better condition, looked better, because I'm also thinking about vinyl and having lettering and my logo on the side of the truck, and for marketing purposes, I'm going to be driving around. I want my truck to be decked out with my own logo, my phone number for the business, and emails, and all that contact information, all that type of marketing stuff. I feel as if it was a deal that I really couldn't pass up. Only 106,000 miles. Again, only 106,000 miles. If you look anywhere, at least in the Massachusetts area, for any type of truck that's around 100,000 miles, you're looking at 8,000 to 10,000. I was looking at trucks that was 200,000 or a little bit less than 200,000 miles, and they were still going for $4,000 or $5,000. I seen more for 6,000, 7,000 and stuff like that, but on the low end for 1,000 to 5,000. That looked like a steal to me. It was to the point where I literally sat there for hours, scanning everything, trying to get background searches, trying to figure anything that could be wrong. I didn't understand why it was only 100,000 miles on 106 or whatever, and I could buy it now for only $1,600. I'm like, hell, I got that in my account, or I can, throw that on a credit card. That's easy, that's light work. So I'm like, alright. It took me all night. After doing a whole bunch of research, I just decided, hey, I'm not gonna see the car, but I gotta pull the trigger. That's another thing. The car that I bought wasn't even in the state. There's a Copart facility here. I went to go check out one of the trucks, but the truck was in terrible condition. It had 184,000 miles. I think they wanted maybe 1,100 for it or something like that. But it was in terrible condition. They didn't really have a lot of trucks here, but they have a whole bunch of salvage cars. This truck I ended up getting right above Pittsburgh. I think it's in Ellswood City or L something. But it's right above Pittsburgh. It's north of Pittsburgh. There's a Copart facility over there. I bought it for out of state. The next thing that I had to worry about was, I'm looking at a $1,600 truck that I know I wanted to buy because I know it was a steal. I did the background checks. I literally bought a Carfax, different type of Carfax places, and all that type of stuff. I only have a 2015 Civic. Towing capacity for that is 1,000 pounds. Legit, 1,000 pounds. I can't take that Civic, and it does have a tow. My Civic actually came with a tow hitch. I don't know who had it before me, put a tow hitch and what they was towing, but it has one. But it's not gonna tow a Dodge Ram 1500. So how am I gonna get it over here? Copart do offer transport services, and for this particular car, it was going to be $1,500 roughly in order for me to transport it over here. Being a cheapskate that I am, I'm like, that's too much. I'm not doing it. I ended up buying the car, but I was still trying to figure out how am I going to get the car to me. Copart do have certain type of rules. You're good for about 3 days. After the 3 days, they start getting you with storage fees. Every day that goes by, the fees go up. I realized the first couple days it was only $5. After that shit jumped up to 20, and then it jumped up to 25 by the time I ended up getting somebody to get it. But I went on Google again, and there's literally businesses whose job are to ship cars, or this brokers. Most of the people that you're going to run into are actually brokers who find the truck drivers who are in the area to bring the car to you. There's some guy who was from Massachusetts, somewhere in North Shore. He happened to be over on that side because he always going over there to pick up cars anyway. The broker that I was dealing with ended up finding him. He ended up bringing the truck to me. So that's how that ended up working. The amount of money that I had to pay, sorry, something in my eye. But initially, I was quoted only at $500. So I was like, oh, $500, I'm all aboard that. That's way better than paying $1,500 for the truck. But then the next you know, he couldn't find nobody, and it's already been like close to the third day. By the time he found somebody, he said the person couldn't pick it up until like, I don't know, the following Tuesday. I bought the car on a Wednesday. He said the following Tuesday someone will be able to pick it up, and he told me that by like Friday. And also, side note, when you do go and Google and try to find people to ship your car to you through these miscellaneous businesses and brokerage, they legit just blast your number to like everybody. For the next 2-3 weeks, even after I had the car, there's still people hitting me up about the truck, talking about, you know, they could ship it, sending me their prices, hitting on my email, texting my phone, some of them even calling, and they're consistent. They got to the point where I'm just telling them, hey, I already got the truck, I don't need it anymore, and so they can take me off of their list. But they blast your number to everybody, so expect your phone to go crazy after you do something like that. That's just a heads up. Afterwards, when he found the guy who actually going to bring my truck over, the price actually increased from $500 to about $700. I wasn't expecting that, but it was still better than $1,500. And I had to wait. And the guy was actually nice because on the last day, he was supposed to pick up my car on a Tuesday. Something happened with his truck. I think he blew a tire or something like that. So he picked it up the following day, but he ended up paying the initial late fee for it because that's not on me, that's on them. I paid up everything up until the time they were supposed to pick it up. So they pick it up, they get the title, they get all the paperwork and stuff for you. The guy ended up bringing the truck here literally the next day after he picked it up. He had the title with him. I had to sign the title in front of him. I had to get some paperwork from him, just like the receipts that I bought it from Copart and all that type of stuff. And these are all the things you're going to need when you're going to register the truck in your state if you happen to buy something out of state. So I got all the paperwork from him for that. When I seen in the pictures, it was one of the tires was flat. So that was also another issue as well, because some people only ship cars or trucks that either you can't drive at all or they ship ones that you can drive. The broker told him that the truck is good or whatever the case may be, but then he got there, he seen that one of the tires was flat, so he's like, the rim is going to get messed up and all that type of stuff, and we try to bring it up. But I gave him the okay, and I texted to him so he have it in writing or whatever, and he actually drove the truck on the lift and got it here, and the rim is actually in good shape. I don't recommend doing that, I don't know if that's going to happen for everybody, but for me, my rim wasn't that bad, and the way that I seen the truck anyway, dents, whatever, I'm literally using it for junk removal. It's literally a $1,600,000. Yeah, $1,600,000. Crazy. $1,600 truck. I'm not expecting to, you know, have a beautiful truck for $1,600. Like, that's just not what's gonna happen. It's gonna have dents, it's gonna have scratches, it's gonna have whatever. So I was like, alright, as long as it runs for a good amount of time, I'm fine with that. Another problem is I live on a tight street. It's like a dead-end street. He didn't feel comfortable just stopping in the middle of the street, and his towing vehicle was just too big to like back in to my yard or whatever. So he had to like go down the street. There's like a school there. He went to the parking lot. He dropped the truck there. I had to drive the truck on the messed up rim inside my driveway and like back it up inside my grass. So the truck actually looked exactly how the pictures were. So just pay close attention to the pictures, but the pictures are pretty accurate. This truck looked exactly like that. Like, it looked exactly how I seen it. There was no discrepancies, there was no problems or nothing like that. It definitely needs to get detailed on the inside. It's been sitting for a while. There's miscellaneous stuff in the trunk of the truck. Like, there's like a Volkswagen tire and like part of a bumper from, I guess, probably the Volkswagen thing. I don't know why they did that, but it was there. But all in all, I feel as if it was like a good experience, and this is how I ended up getting my truck for $1,600. So if you have any questions or anything that I didn't answer, make sure you comment below, and I will answer every single comment below that's regarding this. At least for the near future. I can't say forever now, but at least for the near future while this is going up now. It helps me, it helps you. I'm just rambling at this point, so I don't really know what I missed or what I didn't miss, but that's how I ended up getting my truck.